I'm here with my friend, the national touring headlining comedian, Rich Ragains. He just got back from Ireland. He travels all over the country, matter of fact, all over the world if he was just in Ireland. But you can catch him in the United States. He might be in Texas, Ohio, Detroit. He'd be in California. So, Rich, I got one question to ask you.
Paul Mitchell Products. What's your next question, my man? What do you want to know?
What has been your worst comedy gig ever?
I don't even have to think about this, man. I got to think about it at all. Okay, so when I started out doing comedy, I was in Richmond, Virginia. Okay, years and years and years, a million years ago.
Right.
And we'd go up to Washington when we were open micers, because that's where Chappelle hung out. And he was still a young guy. Everybody knew he was going places, but we used to hang out with him up there at this place called Garvin's. We'd go up there to do shows, right?
Right.
And so we're up there every open mic night. We were hitting open mic nights in Richmond and Williamsburg, everywhere. Me and all my little open mic buddies.
All on the East Coast.
Yep, Richmond, Virginia. So so we go up. So we go up there. We get to know people up there, and we meet the guys at Garvin's. And now it's time. We're good enough open micers where we're going to get to audition for the club manager and the owner on the same night, right? So we're gonna. This is like the biggest audition ever for a guy that's just started working barely, you know. So we're up in D.C. at Garvin's, and I ride up there with a couple of comedians and this dude named Dave Tate. I'll never forget it as long as I live. Now Dave wasn't real funny anyway, but man, I don't know how else to say it, man. He just wasn't. I'm sorry, man. He was a theater guy, you know. He wasn't into that, you know. He wasn't into it so big. So we come up there, me and Dave Tate. Now we're in Washington D.C., which is one of the most multicultural cities you'll ever see.
Right, right.
D.C. is it's more multicultural than New York, I think.
Right, Chocolate City.
It's crazy. So we're sitting there in the crowd, everything's set up, we're gonna do this whole thing. And they had this MC that was like 103 years old. He's the oldest person I've ever see do stand-up comedy. He had his sweater and he comes, I mean, it was like, took him a half an hour to get to stage. Everybody loved him. He was funnier than Dave Tate, I'll tell you that. He was funnier than Dave Tate's broke ass. So dude, we get up there and there's this whole row of big black girls in the front row and the second row, okay? Dude, fuck, man. So Dave gets up there. He starts doing his shit. Da-da-da-da-da. He's just bombing his tits off. Okay? So he's just fucking eating it, man. And no, because the guy goes up there and goes, Dave Tate, ladies and gentlemen. Dave Tate gets up there and he starts doing this shit. And I'm up there going, Dave, he wasn't even doing his set shit. He just panicked. And he was not funny. Well, all these sisters sitting in the front row start doing this shit. And they start doing this shit. I'm watching it happen. I'm like, dude, he's going to get killed, man. So he says, so they start going, you suck, man. You're awful. Fuck you. Blah, like that. And he's like, shut up. Shut the fuck up. And then he tries to get me. He's telling him, shut the fuck up. Well, they start standing up and shit like this. This dude in front of me, I'm going after him. He goes, shut the fuck up, Aunt Jemima. I was like, oh yeah, fucking, everybody's going crazy. They're standing up, they're doing this shit, they're trying to get him, and people are holding, I mean, like, it's a big melee, is that the word? Melee. It's a fucking riot, dude, and this shit's going crazy. They get him calmed down, this dude's pulling these chicks back, they're still doing this bullshit like that, he's like that. And he sits back like that, I mean, he's doing all this shit, and he's doing this shit on the stage in D.C., he's like, so I'm at the bank the other day. He's trying to go back into his shit. I'm like, what are you doing? Get the fuck off the stage, Dave Tate, you motherfucker. So that I'm not lying to you, I swear on my mother's life. He says goodnight. The old dude comes back up. Dave Tate, ladies and gentlemen. And some random white guy in the crowd goes. And it was one clap. It's the only show I've ever been on that had one fucking clap. And this guy just disappeared like, I mean, he was fucking down. So I'm sitting back there watching this shit. I gotta go on next. Like, dude, fuck. So here comes the old dude. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dave Tate. 0, nothing. Everybody's sitting there. These chicks in the front row are fuming like a bitch. And he goes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
He goes, now your next comedian here is also from Richmond, Virginia. He rode up here with Dave Tate. Give it up for Rich Ragains. I'm like, fuck! Dude, they all did this shit. I go up there, I'm like, I don't know that motherfucker. I swear to God, I never met him before in my life. I never heard of him. I don't even know Dave Tate. You know Dave Tate? I bombed my tits off the whole time. I mean, he was up there cussing him down and going, you know what? I forgot to tell you this. He's like, I'm fucking auditioning for the fucking manager and the owner of the fucking club, and you bitches are fucking it up. And I'm just like, what? I mean, I've never seen anything like it, dude. It was crazy.
Hey, this is my friend Rich Ragains, and that's been the worst comedy gig ever. Peace.